What's up, everybody? This is Jimmy with Trading Decoded. It is November 4th, pre-election day. Go out and vote. 2024. It's 3:36 in the afternoon, and we have been done since lunchtime. Actually, the majority of our community was done by 10 o'clock this morning once again. We had a beautiful move to the downside, followed by a very beautiful move back up to the upside. And the majority of the people in our community made their money either on the downside or the upside, and some of them both. I want to explain those two trades, and there's really not much left to talk about after that. Volume was pretty low throughout the entirety of the day. There was a couple of another later in the day trade that we talked about. I think it was right before lunch. That ended up being nice. Might have been shortly after lunch. I don't know. We'll check it out when we get there. But all the rules follow, and there's no exit circles there because, well, you just had to decide when you wanted to get off the train. But without further ado, let's go ahead and launch the chart and see what we saw in order to take our opening trade this morning. So we had a pretty wide but very low volume pre-market this morning. Not my favorite situations under normal circumstances, but it is what it is, right? So as always, we have a call put scenario. Our puts were, if we can get below 570.51, I'd be hoping for at least 570.19, and preferably a little bit lower than that. Now, ironically, I don't know where, my alert is right here. I had an alert set at this target here because that's where I was really hoping for, which is where I ended up getting out of my personal trade at that point. And our call line was above 571.34. Now, the reason I was prepared and looking for puts is because, well, leading into the open, we were trending down. It's just what I use as my gauge, my metric to determine whether I want to get into calls or puts early if I'm going to take a trade in the morning. We breached the call line, but there's several reasons where I wasn't interested in calls. Number one, most of the top 10 was red. Number two, in pre-market, when we were talking before the market opened, I told everybody I wouldn't feel comfortable with calls because of the number of resistance levels that exist below our pre-market midline. I said I'd want to be above the pre-market midline in order to take calls more comfortably because there's a lot less resistance up there. Besides that, Qs were shoved right up against their pre-market low line, or this resistance here. I didn't like it. Okay, now ADD was aggressively moving up, and that was allowing SPY temporarily to look like it wanted to go up. We waited. Now, after we came back down a little bit and we were struggling to get through this line, I told everybody, I said, guys, we're at a pretty good resistance here, and Qs are moving down. All we need is them to break support here at this pre-market low here, and then we should be able to continue down. I don't know how far down on the Qs, but that's what we were looking for. I said, but I'm willing to take an aggressive entry up here while we're at resistance. Hope that the Qs could continue to come down. ADD started to show a little bit of weakness, and what I mean by weakness is that you had these two massive green candles, but then we got wicks on top and a smaller candle. So I was hoping that we were going to start to move down. Again, the top 10 was entirely red today except for NVIDIA. So my thought was we come down. Was I expecting it to be as aggressive and as quickly as this? Absolutely not, but that doesn't matter, right? Our put line, we had people play it because we crossed this line. We had people play in and up here at resistance. Either way, I got in on this candle. I stopped myself out on this candle, left a decent amount of money on the table. It was still an 87.7% win. That was a beautiful trade. Most of our community in my trade room anyway were done by then. It was amazing. In fact, I think we had one red and like 74 greens by the time we got down to the bottom of this move, which is amazing. That's the dream job, guys. Be in and out of your workday in 5 minutes is fantastic, okay? I only hope that we can help other people achieve that, right? Can teach you how to take the proper trades, but then when you learn the process that works, then you can scale up to make the money worth it for you as well. Likewise, we bottomed out here. Every time we crash through these lines, I tell everybody, hey, just move your stops down, get a little bit tighter. This way, if we do find a support or a line that holds and we go back the other way, you're not stuck holding the bag, right? To the upside, we had broken the downtrend and the Qs closed back above their pink line. Now, this is something you always got to worry about. SPY was quite a ways away from it. And as you can see, when SPY got there, it tried to stop it. But more importantly, Qs closed above their pink line. Their next resistance was all the way up here. So that's what you were aiming for to the upside. And you got it. Okay? So with that said, we went ahead. Some people, I was done for the day, bought calls and ran it up. The only other thing that we looked for a little bit later in the day on that is not the sideways chop, but right here. Somebody was asking me, Jimmy, what would you do? What would you want to see in order to take puts? Do you think calls are a good idea? I said, no, I don't think calls are a good idea. We're putting in lower highs. Okay, I'm expecting support to fail, not hold. And yeah, we're waiting for that to be the case. Qs were already trending down. We just needed the Qs to get below support over here. They did that at 11:30. I'm assuming that's when this is taking place, a couple minutes early. So 11:30. And again, use the Qs as your reasoning for staying in or going to wherever it is we're going to go. As you can see, that move went down comfortably. And I don't know if anybody took the puts here. My hope was that nobody got into calls because that's how you get yourself in trouble, right? So at any one of those lines of support on the way down on the Qs or SPY, you could have made a lot of money. After that, I went to lunch, and before I left, everybody said, let's just shut it down. So as you can see, we are doing a lot of slow, grindy stuff. This does not pay well this late in the day. Now, a move like this would pay nice, but to anticipate it this late in the day, and again, I'm assuming volume's lower than normal at this point. I don't trade this late in the day, so it doesn't really matter to me, and I don't watch volume. So, but that's pretty much it, guys. Today was unexpected. It was eventful in the morning, and then it died off like it often does. Now, I am probably not going to trade tomorrow. It's an election day. I don't know if that's going to have any effect on the market. I don't know what it's going to do, but I think I've prepared myself or psyched myself up enough to convince myself to just not trade. I'll be on the mic and we'll talk about, whatever with our community. But for me personally, I don't think I'm going to take the risk of trading unless it looks like a normal day. If it looks like a normal day, then I'll trade it. But as of right now, I'm just going to stand on the sidelines, I think. And that's pretty much it. So if you got any useful information in this video, please like, share, and subscribe. If you'd like to join our Discord community, well, we'd love to have you. There's a link down below. And I hope you all had a fantastic day today. There's another 15 minutes left in the day. Who knows? I'm guessing we close up near the pink line here yesterday or Friday's low a day, which is right around 570, 62. We'll see how that plays out. But that's pretty much it. So until tomorrow, I love you guys. Thanks for watching. See you.